Magnus Persson, a board computer programmer and video game designer better known by his moniker Notch, surreptitiously launched Minecraft in 2009, a wonderfully low-resolution effort. It created what is now known as a sandbox game by combining adventure and role-playing components with construction blocks. There is no set story or goal in Minecraft, similar to playing in a sandbox where the only limit is the depths of one's imagination. Instead, players take control of Steve or Alex, a regular guy or gal who mines for materials and uses them to build structures across a variety of terrains and biomes while avoiding deadly and destructive villains such as skeletons, zombies, and a horde of green monsters known as creepers. In just a few years, Minecraft has become one of the most downloaded and played games in history. Perhaps because of its friendly look and anyone-can-play sensibility, it's been hugely successful with kids, which means their parents have had to endure an untold number of conversations about Minecraft and have to watch their kids play the game. Naturally, adults have a very different take on the game. They may see things that only time, experience, and an aged, world-weary eye can reveal. Here's a look at some of the silly, dark, and just plain weird things in Minecraft that only adults notice. 1. Creepers are unquestionably one of the game's most famous evil guys, or hostile mobs. These green camouflage monsters roam the Minecraft world until they erupt. In 1 second, they're a sickly green apparition with an arrangement of 8-bit black pixels on its face, implying a ghostly frown, and then they're blown up in the next, most likely near a building that a player has put their heart and soul into building the next day. Another aspect of creepers that is a touch frightening for a children's game is their shape. Creepers don't have arms, instead, they feature 2 foot-like rectangles, a long rectangle for the body, and a cube-shaped head on top. We're not sure where creepers come from, but anyone who's taken a health class knows that they have a look that reminds you of the beginning of life. To put it another way, they're unquestionably phallic in shape. 2. Minecraft originated in Sweden, but it is currently played all around the world. That speaks to the universality of some of the game's components, such as the human imperatives to create shelter, obtain food, and survive, as well as the disquieting presence of reanimated skeletons. In Minecraft, these walking, flesh-free constructions of bone in a roughly humanoid form are nasty men that use a bow and arrow to attack anyone they oppose. This isn't a big problem for youngsters who regularly play video games, because huge bad guys, whether they're aliens, zombies, ninjas, or barrel-throwing primates, are a normal occurrence in the digital world. But something about Minecraft's more realistic than fantastical universe makes these skeletons menacing, and there are so many of them that an adult who thinks too much or too hard can't help but wonder where they came from. After all, if they're skeletons, they were once people who are now gone. Is it because he was their murderer that they are haunting and stalking the game's protagonist? Is he trying to get away from them by going to a remote, undeveloped location? Or perhaps they were here before Steve arrived, and he was erecting his many structures on top of an unmarked graveyard. 3. Aside from the zombie bone machines, the Enderman is probably the most terrifying character in Minecraft. These monsters have long and gangly arms and are completely black except for their captivating purple eyes, which they find in the game's darker areas, like the Nether and the End. They're not to be frightened though, they'll only attack if the player stares at them for too long. Adults are more likely than children to be conversant with strange urban legends. Thus, the wordplay in reference to the term Enderman isn't lost on them. The name evokes Slender Man, the central figure in a series of internet legends, based on a Something Awful post by artist Eric Cudson in June 2009, about a gangly, black-clad Lovecraftian humanoid creature of death. The Slender Man has a similar appearance to the Enderman, and he has the same scary atmosphere. And, thankfully, it's not real. 4. The opening music to Pac-Man, the main theme from Super Mario Bros., and Kora by Niki, an old Russian folk song most famous for being the music from Tetris, are just a few examples of melodies from video games past that have legitimately grown into some of the most memorable tunes in the Western canon. These melodies help to advance the game's narrative and get the player pumped up level after level. Minecraft, on the other hand, is not like most video games. It's all about making things, exploring, and living and existing in a virtual environment. Minecraft's music, which is as languid and mesmerizing as the gameplay, reflects that mellow, inquisitive tone. It's electronic and ambient, and it'll help a parent relax while their child plays Minecraft on the couch, and probably falls asleep. The game's sounds of building bricks and simulated animal sounds add to the wall of relaxing noise, leading to the conclusion that Minecraft might be dubbed ASMR, the video game. 5. Older people may find video games perplexing, but that could just be because they're more sophisticated and more difficult to comprehend and play than the games that were popular when today's parents were their children's age. Is Minecraft any weirder than a yellow pie chasing, or avoiding, ghosts around a maze while consuming as many white tablets as possible? But of all the confusing aspects of Minecraft, the wood situation may be the most baffling. Shovels, hoes, shears, fishing rods, and anvils are just some of the tools that players can make or acquire to help them build. An axe is a viable tool in Minecraft, formed out of one of several different metals, and a wood handle. However, the easiest and most effective way to gather wood in Minecraft isn't by using an axe. Players can just have Steve punch a tree. Yes, in this world in which tools must be carefully used correctly, the player can issue their axe and place their hands on a tree, upon which the chopped wood magically appears. Even more perplexing for parents is the fact that wood can be used to make one of those axes. 6. Maybe youngsters who spend a lot of time in church, Sunday school, or reading Dante know what's going on, but the typical pictures of hell, Hades, the underworld, or whatever you want to name it aren't as terrifying in a child's mind as they are in an adult's. Parents have lived much longer than children and are significantly more capable of imagining the worst-case situations for the hereafter. The Western concept of eternal agony includes fire, brimstone, darkness, pain, and horrible demons controlling the show. And gosh, it looks and feels an awful lot like one of the strangest, most unsettling, and subsequently well-titled biomes in all of Minecraft, the End. Some similarities between the End and the End. It's Minecraft's final dimension. One has to go through a special portal to get there, as real people go through the act of dying, and it's surrounded by a black void and encased in darkness. Monsters like the Enderman, Shulkers, and the Ender Dragon live there too. 7. Most kids will know where babies come from by the time they're old enough to play Minecraft. A quick refresher, some male genetic material crosses paths with female genetic material, and there are a variety of methods for this to happen. Animals follow a similar physiological pattern as well, albeit in Minecraft, the many sorts of cattle are referred to as spawning rather than breeding. That's a subtle hint at how Minecraft babies are actually formed. The animals in the game, according to Notch, are genderless. The cows have both male and female characteristics, horns and udders, while the fowl have rooster-like heads yet still lay eggs. In Minecraft, a member of a species can breed with any other member of the same species. As a result, Minecraft is totally non-binary, which is unusually woke for a computer game. 8. Adults are mature by definition, but only in the bodily sense. They can still have a youthful mentality or a puerile, infantile sense of humor. This implies that even the most mildly titillating appearing parts of Minecraft are noticed and laughed at by some adult gamers and spectators. Sure, a creeper resembles a male reproductive organ, but villagers in Minecraft were once dubbed testificates, a term that is still used by players. They're the game's additional neutral, non-playable backdrop characters who come preloaded in some modes. They simply exist in their small settlements, eking out a living as human gamers gawk at their ridiculous names, which sound exactly like the names of a creeper's feet. Sure, that term is probably just programmer lingo, referring to the fact that they were previously a test feature in early versions of the game, but whether their name was intended to be nasty or not, it's still amusing. 9. In general, children have it rather easy. After all, those that play Minecraft have enough money and stability to do so. They're frequently shielded from the overwhelming problems of adult life, such as having enough money to feed one's family or providing a safe and healthy living environment for their children. Nonetheless, Minecraft discreetly allows children to experience the distinctly adult pain of being a homeowner. Minecraft allows kids to spend infinite hours creating their own dream houses, mining for the proper resources and combining them with the right tools to make a magnificent edifice. But one wrong move and the whole thing may come crashing down. Or everything could go flawlessly, only for a random creeper to show up and blow up the house just for fun, which, if you think about it, is a little like the agony of your own house's water main bursting in the middle of the night on a holiday weekend.